In the name of Almighty Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. This is a response to Dr.Jay Smith Alfadi and the latest discovery of Dan Gibson. I try to condense everything in this one video. It is very, very important that you listen to this video to the ending, because I want to diffuse and debunk destroyed and perpetually buried Dan Gibson discoveries. First of all, let us start with Dr.Jay Smith and Alfadi about a video that he just made 2 days ago. I know very well that these two guys, they watch my video. Most especially Dr.Jay Smith. He want to make a video to respond to me because I said that his God, Yahweh, was a pagan God. And it's not me who said it. But for him, he is not saying anything that a sensible individual can understand it. Two of them discuss the matter among themselves. If they were listening to themselves, they will see the actual answer of their claims and counterclaims. I can remember seeing Alfadi telling him that Allah is like in La ilaha, the ilah there is indefinite name. That's a generic. It could refer to any God. Historically, we know that there were a lot of gods in the world, pagan gods in the world. Yahweh is one of them from Canaan. That we may mention about it, that Yahweh is knowing that he was working together with El and and Asherah. And Yahweh, three of them operate together. That's a triple or three God there, the Trinity idea. So I don't want to go back to that today. But my God is one God because it say Allah. Alfadi tried to say it that when Allah is used with the definite or definite article, is referring to a specific name or specific person, Allah. That means the mere God in Arabic. You will not undo that. That is part of the people grammar. You cannot change their grammar. And he said that, but that does not negate the fact that Allah was along with other gods. False. Very, very false, very big false lie, and it's unfounded, and he has no iota of truth, and no academician or sensible analytical individual will ever accept that. There's no feminine gendered for Allah in Arabic. I challenge Alfadi, bring the feminine article writing in next video, because I know you're going to make another video in response to this video. It's not there. Then they use the word that God used in the Quran, we. This man is very, very funny. Very, very unprecedented. His intellect is so limited that when he's talking, he can't be thinking. You don't know that in English language, they have a pronoun called majestic pronoun. You don't know that. And you are a doctorate degree holder. You don't know the majestic pronoun. That in English language, it is allowed that a king can refer to himself or herself, or queen can refer to herself that we. That does not mean in she is, they are two. There will be one king, but he refer to himself we. We the king or we the queen of Great Britain. The first word was used by the queen. Way back. They even call it the queen pronoun. The queen pronoun. Mr. Doctorate degree holder that has nothing. If I were a professor, I would have revoked your degree, Dr.Jay Smith, because you know nothing, absolutely. Even the English you speak, you do not understand it. So, my brother, for education's sake, to educate you, my brother, they got something called majestic pronoun. The majestic pronoun is the one that God used from the beginning of the Quran to the end when he referred to himself, we. I don't want to get into that. If you want to challenge that also, make video, debunk it, as I am debunking you. You will not, because you will now also undo the English language. The English language has 8 rules and regulations. Then now, let us come to business about Petra. Petra, according to Dan Gibson latest discovery, all by himself, he made a video that Petra is the real Makkah, and the Makkah that we Muslims go today is not the real Makkah. And I get you to understand that this 50 trip to Petra was useless. Has no meaning. It does not yield any result. Because if you had gone a little step back to think and checking in the history, you will see that Petra is an ancient city that history referred to 9,000 years. That is a 9 millennium. Or in the Abraham 6 millennium. You would have seen that. Go check back again. Just on Google it will tell you that Petra. That Petra existed during the same time Canaan was existing, Cairo was existing. So it's not a new city that you will refer to it in this form or in that form. Then if the history say that Petra have a 9,000 years history, then tell me Abraham took his wives to Petra 6,000 years later, and he dwelt them in a place that there was no building there. That would be a fallacy, because it's an ancient city. Then in the heart of Petra, there could be, because now the present day Kaaba that you are talking about is in Petra, is in the heart of the city. You tell me, or even if it's not the heart of the city, but it is in the city has engulfed it. And that means people were living in that area before Agar got there. Then the whole story for Agar in the Bible would be destroyed finally, buried perpetually. Mr. Dan Gibson. Then let us come back again. That is the ancient Petra that you are talking about. Now, Petra, before during the 12th century or to 9th century, the Greek tried to invade Petra. They went there, they attacked the city, they surrounded the city, they attacked the city, and the citizens of Petra ran on the mountains because they have those chain of mountains that the city is protected by. That the Greek did not able them. It happened in the days of a very selfish Greek king, because Petra was a very rich city. That time they wanted to take their properties, they wanted to take their money from there. Then that means it was in the form of a city. Now an empty desert. 2. 3. The Roman invaded Petra 106th century. During 106th century, 106th century of AD, after the death of Jesus. That is before Muhammad came 700 and some more years. Mr. Archaeologist that couldn't show any archaeological facts. It just depends on mere talks. No weapon, nothing will put a machine to know the age of what he was discussing. Arab people call it archaeology, Zaman, the end time archaeologists that do not refer to any facts. Dan Gibson. The history said that Rome conquered Petra and they annexed Petra. That means before the coming of Muhammad, there were Roman in that area. And then, how come the Roman will control an area, Petra, an area? They have their gods there, and everything they were worshiping their God. And a prophet rise among them. And no history is saying that the Roman fight Muhammad in Petra. Muhammad was never fought by the Roman. Muhammad fought some of their allies, but not Roman. And the Roman were in those areas. And that also means that Petra was a city before the coming of Muhammad 700 and some more years. I don't know how you come to marry that with your archaeological research. Again. Then let us go back to the history again. Hagar. You show the mountain, the temple of Dusara and another mountain. I think you were referring to that as a Safa and Marwa. That kind of long and high mountain. Those two high, long mountains. A woman will run between those two mountains 7 times without getting tired. She will even climb it 2 times or 1 time, and when she come back, she will climb then and go climb the other one. Please come to your senses. It's not possible, because those mountains are very high mountains. Mountain climbers are the one that will climb that mountain and go ask them, try them to go there and try to climb it. Since you say Hagar could manage to climb on that 7 times, because you are referring to Islamic sources, I think you must be out of here. Because there's no way she will be able to climb those mountains without anything to help her to climb those mountains. Because the mountains are very high. Can you imagine how to call it 2 millennium back? The mountain would have been higher than that. So the mountain there is not a mountain with a hill. The real place is a hill. That which is in the present day Mecca. That you see is a sloping place that you can come and go by 7 times easily. Unlike that, your two mountain climbing, it can never be possible. That's another thing. Then again, we go back because you use Quran verses as your sources to authenticate your research. I want to say to you that indeed, let us try to treat them along with you. Uh, the Quran verse or Quran chapter or Quran chapter Quran chapter 14 verse 37, when Abraham took his wife and his child to that area. Look at what Abraham said in the Quran. Oh, our Lord, surely I have settled a part of my offspring in a valley unproductive of fruit near the sacred house, Lord, that they may keep up prayer. Therefore, make the heart of some people yearn towards them and provide them with fruits. Happily, they may be grateful. Look at what Abraham said there. Look at what Abraham said. Abraham referred to the place as the place that it couldn't yield fruit. No tree was there. No plant was there. The place couldn't be cultivated. You couldn't make no farm there. Then we go back to Petra, the history of a Petra. You see the surrounding places of Petra, fruit can grow up in that area. But the place Abraham was talking about, if he could look at a distance and see that there was a green leaf, he would not going to make that statement. He would have leave it to himself that his son will grow up and go do farm in the green bosom areas. But he did not do that. He asked Allah because the place was totally empty, unproductive, or dead land. That's what Abraham was talking about. Then you want to use that as your guide. And the market today we are talking about is a total or dead land. Up to present, from that day up to today, no crop grow up in Makkah by itself. It's something unless you go and you manage it in the form that to grow only, and you have to bring in soil from different parts of the world to put it in the sand. And that small little thing, because the Guinean president, late President Ahmed Sekou Touré, did it in Alpha. But at least things could go there. But in Makkah, you found no tree in Makkah. Tree does not make it in that particular area. That's why Abraham said, my Lord, unproductive area, and talk to the people. They are young, the heart of the people to look towards them so that it can bring them fruit. And up to present day today, all the fruit that enter Makkah, they're coming from out. 600 kilometers or 60 kilometers from Makkah. Taifa, Masalan. Taifa is a place that they grow crops. The Meccan fruits come from Taifa or from the other parts of the world, not from Makkah. Makkah itself does not grow any food. But Petra, food can be grown in the vicinity. You don't even go 10 or mile. But you take about 60 kilometers that no food can grow in that area. And that suits the present day Makkah, Mr. Researcher. Then again, you may mention Surah 13, Quran chapter 95, that God said in the Quran that Makkah grew the fig tree and olive. You don't understand Arabic. You don't know Arabic. You will make such a statement, blinking statement, without understanding what you are saying. Because when you look at the surah, according to Ibn Kasir says that Allah was showing three different dispensations, a prophetic dispensation. That's why the surah started, Watin was Zaytun. God said, I swear with the fig tree and the olive, or the fig and the olive. Where do you find the fig tree? In Jerusalem. Most especially in the land of Israel. There where Jesus Christ came from. God was referring to Jesus Christ here. Because there's no connection between it and the next verse, and even the third one. Because he said, Watini was Zaytun. The two crops grow in Israel. In a particular area in Israel, around the place that Jesus Christ was born. You know that historically, you know that. Then he came, Watur Sinin. Tur Sinin, what the relation between the fig tree and the olive with Mount Sinai? Mount Sinai is specifically being talked about Moses. Moses received his prophecy on Mount Sinai. Azal Baladla Amin, and this secure city of Muhammad, Makkah. Then let us go back to it again. Quran talks something, a secure city. Compare that with your Petra. Petra has ever been secure. Petra have fall over and over and over. But you tell me in the history, the present day Makkah, when that city was ever attacked in the history, never. You're never going to find it in history. And God said in the Quran, وَهَذَا الْبَلَدِ Amin, in this protected city, or town or village. My brother, don't you make a sense from that? Makkah is never been attacked. No war has ever entered in that place. It was a very little small city, but God chose that place because He knows what He was saying. He knows what He would do in that place. So, as a Balad Amin prophet to Muhammad, these are the three prophetic dispensation God will explain to you or to all of us in the Quran. If you believe in the Quranic verses as you said. And you also believe, according to your wife, one of your videos, you believe that Prophet Muhammad existed. Fine. Thank you. Hallelujah. I love that. If you're going to say Prophet Muhammad does not exist, fine. I was going to say, okay, I will not say this one. Now, you tell me, you said Prophet Muhammad was born in Petra. Then, when Prophet Muhammad came to open Makkah, was it Petra or was it present day Makkah? Was it Petra, your Petra, or the present day Makkah? Because there's no history said that Prophet Muhammad opened that place. The place that will open is present day Makkah by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And there where he did the Hajj with the disciples. Umar, Abu Bakr, Umar, Usman, bin Affan, Ali, with them, all of them. Then you want to take it and carry it to Petra, to the Nabateans' land, you're making a very serious mistake. Prophet Muhammad did not carry word. There's no historical fact about that. But when you check the Arabic sources, you will find that Prophet Muhammad came to Makkah. He opened Makkah now with war. He entered there and destroyed all the idols in that place. But guess what? Why is it saying that Prophet Muhammad destroyed all the idols in the Kaaba? And the temple of Dushara in Petra still existed and it was not destroyed. And up to present day, it is there. Only thing Prophet Muhammad did, he sent Khalid bin Walid to that place to destroy Al-Uzza temple. And Al-Uzza temple stayed there. Destroy Al-Uzza, that God. But the temple was not destroyed. But Prophet Muhammad destroyed all the other idols that were being worshipped in the Jaziratul Arabia, in Hijazi lands. That did not make any sense to you, Mr. Research. Prophet Muhammad did that. Then you came and make it one of the most unprecedented. I will not refer to you, I will not insult you about it, but I will insult you, but I'm not going to do that. Unlimited analysis that have no place on the market of intellectualism. On the market of intellectualism, you don't find it. You said that it was Abdullah ibn Zubayr that built the Kaaba. My goodness. Why can't you read the Arabic sources and know how Abdullah ibn Walid get to that place? Prophet Muhammad battled that place. And when the place was conquered by them, he sent somebody as his emissary in that place could control it. That's why Yemen, that's why Syria, that's why in other places. Muawiyah went to Syria. That's why you see Muawiyah's son, Abdul Malik, grandson Abdul Malik is the one that came to this to annex. I mean, how do you call it? To have surrounded Petra, and Abdullah ibn Zubayr repelled the battle, and later he went to Makkah. Then you telling all false story there's nothing about it. Prophet Muhammad sent his answer all over all the places that were conquered by them. He sent people there. And when Abu Bakr took the reign, Abu Bakr kept those people, and they were changing them from time to time. Some of them died on the mission. Mr. My friend. So you don't know that also. You are very funny. You are very amazing. You don't know that. Then you say that Abdullah ibn Zubayr saw the foundation in Makkah. He went and rebuilt that place. How you repeat that limited? In fact, in 85 Hijriya, 85 years after the immigration, the flight of the Prophet Muhammad to Medina, 85 years. What happened to Abu Bakr? What happened to Umar? Where were they? All their grave is in Petra, but Prophet Muhammad's grave is in Medina now. Look at the distance from Medina to that place. Now you talking about? Prophet Muhammad hailed from Makkah, the president Makkah to Medina. Now what happened? Mr. My friend, if you do not understand. Then you said again that there's no historical fact about the place. Who told you that? Then they didn't check. Because if you read the book of Thomas the Alexandrian, you're going to see that man tried to make the diagram, all right, of the place, the character of the place, the map. He tried to do the map of the place. And he said, according to his book, he said, or his description, he said that Makkah was in the southern or west of Medina, not Petra. And he referred to this Makkah, the president Makkah that Muslims are going to. Then where you got your idea from? Where you got your idea from? And don't think that you are the only first person that have started it. No, you are not the first person. Other people did it from 1970 to 1977. Like this lady, I got Patricia Crown and I got Michael King. They tried to do it, but later they came to this. They disqualified their own writing and their book. They withdrew the book from the market. Because when they got to know the real history about the people, they went among the Arabs to study about the history. They saw these facts that some of them I'm trying to unveil to you today. So, Mr. My friend, I don't want this video to be longer than this. I have so many things to say. So many things to say. But I will make another video again to debunk, continue to debunk it, and I will start from this place. From the Kaaba, I will start from there and do another one. My beloved brothers and sisters, please subscribe to this channel so you can get most of the beautiful analysis and the research materials will be unfolded to you. And if you like the video, press like. If you dislike it, you can also press dislike. I don't mind. I don't mind, But I want you to please subscribe to my channel so that you can get the actual analysis about those places that we are talking about today. As I greet you in peace in Islam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.